Hello everyone, welcome to a new Let's Play on the KOTOR Wilson channel. This is a game that I've played quite a few times. It's one of my favorites. Definitely a fun one for sure. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it without any further ado, because it's awesome. So we basically got three options here. We've got the Scoundrel, the Scout, and the Soldier, either in male or female. Uh, Now, with this, you've got a number of options here. The Scoundrel, let's talk about these real quick. The Scoundrel, I really enjoy playing a Scoundrel, but I'm not going to this time. What the Scoundrel is he's a fairly weak character with the ability to stealth and a very, very handy ability called Sneak Attack. That is that anytime an enemy is incapacitated or you're coming out of stealth, you deal an extra amount of damage, which is quite high actually, very handy. We will be taking advantage of that in this Let's Play, but not as our main character. The Scout is kind of a jack of all trades. He does all of the things. He has a lot of skill points that you can use for being skillful and a little bit of combat ability. But again, we're not going to use him. We're going to use the male soldier. Actually, we're going to use the female soldier because I like playing females better. The soldier has high strength, or high combat stats, high health, but low skills. So we're going to do a custom character, and we're going to go find the one I want, which is this one here, I believe. Attributes. Now the attributes also make a big difference because of how you want to build. Strength is good for melee characters. We're going to be doing strength. Dexterity is adds to your defense against ranged attacks. We'll put a little bit in there. Constitution is important because that adds to your health. Wisdom is the other stat that we're going to be using because it adds to your force powers once we get to that point. Also to certain attributes that we are going to go over in a little bit later. Intelligence we don't need any because there's no difference between 8 and 10 other than the -1 modifier that we don't care about. Charisma, we will put 10 so that we don't suck at casting spells. Now we've got 8 extra points. We're going to put 4 of them there and 4 of them there. You can see that point cost is 2 is why it's taking 2 each tick. So that's why we're doing that. And if we were to add even more, it would cost 3 points per tick. But we're not going to do that yet. We're going to leave this right where it's at. 14 is high enough for strength, 16 for wisdom and constitution. Okay, so now, this is why I said don't change your intelligence between 8 and 10, because either way you're going to get 4 points as a soldier. So we are going to put into awareness. As a soldier you have the options of demolition, awareness, or treat injury as your class skills. That means it only costs 1 point, one of these points, to level it up, whereas the other ones cost 2, and you can only have them half as high. So, for instance, if I were to level up computer use, I can only level it up to 2, but as awareness, I can level it all the way up to 4. And this is where the Scout and the Scoundrel, and especially the Scout, thrive, because they can put these way, way high, whereas the Soldier, it hurts for him. If you were to raise your intelligence to 12 or 14, you would get a second ability that you can put it in, but we really aren't going to need it because we're going to depend heavily on our companions for that. Feats. Feats, feats, feats. The soldier gets the most number of feats of any class, the other two get less, which makes sense. So for this character, I am going to make him a one-handed character, so the one-handed feat is going to be the best, the dueling. We're going to completely ignore two-weapon fighting with this character because we will get that with another character that we will get later as a companion. Other good feats are going to be not that. Flurry will be handy. Once we get max Flurry, I believe it does not give us any... Well, it gives us a -1 to defense, whereas the original gives us -4, but that -1 is not a big deal for us. We're going to be making that up easily. This one is going to be pretty excellent. Saving throws are going to be handy. This one's excellent because it lets us use implants. We're not going to use that right away, though. We're going to start off getting ourselves some... I'm going to try to get this feat up to there, but the first 2 levels we're going to do, at least the first level we're going to do dueling. We'll figure out what we do beyond that. Name for this character was female characters. I like to use the name Julia Thorne. I don't know why, I just do. Alright, here we go. Disclaimer! I cannot record the cutscenes from this game. For some reason it cuts them out. So I will try to either describe them with my voice or type out what's happening on the screen for your viewing pleasure. I apologize for this, but it just is not going to work. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. War Stars! Nope. Star Wars, yep. Dum, ba, 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 bum, bum, ba, 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 bum, bum. Knights of the Old Republic, 4,000 years before the rise of the Galactic Empire, the Republic verges on collapse. Darth Malak, last surviving apprentice of the Dark Lord Revan, has unleashed an invincible Sith armada lines upon an unsuspecting galaxy. Crushing all resistance, Malak's war of conquest has left the Jedi Order scattered and vulnerable as countless knights fall in battle, and many more swear allegiance to the new Sith Master. In the skies above the Outer Rim world of Terrace, a Jedi battle fleet engages the forces of Darth Malak in a desperate effort to halt the Sith's galactic domination. Who is this Darth Revan? Who is Darth Malak? Why are they killing all the peeps? Well, they're the dark side, probably. So, we're going to find out, and we're going to pwn all the peeps. As a light side master of fighting. So here we have a ship. Pew laser beams! Okay, apparently there is a little bit of a problem with the game glitching while I'm recording here. So for the cutscenes, I'm going to have to be careful
by a Sith battle fleet. The Endar Spire is under attack. Hurry up, we don't have much time.
I'm going to have to be careful and may have to stop the recording and restart for each cutscene. There aren't too many in the game, so it shouldn't be a big deal. There are some though. So, who are you?
I'm Trask Olgo, ensign with the Republic fleet. I'm your bunkmate here on the Endar Spire. We work opposite shifts. I guess that's why you haven't seen me before. Now hurry up! We have to find Bastila. We have to make sure she makes it off the ship alive.
Who is Bastila?
Bastila is the commanding officer on the Endar Spire. Well, not an officer, really. But she's the one in charge of this mission. One of our primary duties is to guarantee her survival in the event of an enemy attack. You swore an oath just like everyone else on this mission. Now it's time to make good on that oath. I've heard all about your reputation. Elite combat training, tops in your class. It's no wonder you were handpicked for this mission. Word is the officers haven't seen a recruit with your kind of potential in 20 years. But all that potential doesn't mean a thing if you can't deliver when it counts. We're soldiers. We're trained for combat. Bastila is going to need men and women like us at her side during this attack.
Okay, let's go help Bastila.
So hurry up and grab your gear. You need to suit up so we can get out of here.
Okay. Okay, so, for now, I'm going to put on clothing. Technically, the clothing does nothing, so it's just as easy for you to be naked. But we are going to equip this short sword because the blaster rifle will not give us the same bonus as if we were using that one-handed thing. So we're not going to have that same +1 attack and same +1 defense. So, let's continue.
Okay, let's move out. We should stick together. You'll have more success with a party than on your own.
Trask has joined your party. Alright, this is the party selection screen. You select your party members there.
This room is in lockdown, but don't worry, I've got the override codes. You'll have to use me to unlock the door.
Okay. If you hit tab, you will switch between characters. By the way, this game I downloaded on Steam.
Now that the door's open, you better take the lead again.
Okay. Yeah, so if you are interested in this game, they have put it back on Steam.
This is KOTOR.
Ah.
The Sith are threatening to overrun our position. We can't hold out long against their firepower. All hands to the bridge.
That was Karth contacting us on our portable communicators. He's one of the Republic's best pilots. He's seen more combat than the rest of the Endar Spire's crew put together. If he says things are bad, you better believe it. We have to get to the bridge to help defend Bastila. There's a map of the Endar Spire and a copy of Karth's message in your electronic journal, just in case we get separated.
Okay, let's move out. Yes, so this game is now available on Steam, which just completely made me excited because it's been forever since I played this game. And also it has trouble running on Windows 7 since it's from the original CD. So the fact that it's available on Steam is just amazing. I'm so excited for it.
That door's locked.
Okay, yes, you want me to unlock it, I get it. Okay. Oh boy, they are fighting!
These Sith must be the advanced boarding party for the Republic!
Alright, so you can actually pause the game and queue up what you want to do. We're just going to do attacks. We can also do a power attack. Yes, it's telling me how I do the things that I know how to do. Power attack is another option. There's also critical strike and flurry, which we will not be using nearly as much. But there's different animations for each one. Pretty excellent. But yes, back to what I was saying. You can get Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2 on Steam now, which, if you have not played these games, I do recommend it like crazy. There's so many different ways that you can build your character and so much fun that you can have with it. I think it's a great game. So, controls in general, WASD for movement, also Z and X for strafing. Spacebar will pause the game, and you can pretty much click on whatever you want to click on to do whatever you want to do. If you wanted to click to move, you can click to move towards an object. For instance, that door, I could click on it here with my mouse, and that would allow it to do the things of the clicking. So, medpack and credits in there, pretty excellent. There are remains of a dude here. He's got a frag grenade, which is going to be very useful in just a minute. So, here we go. More battle. Boy, it looks like we've got an intense battle going on here. We'd better go save all of the peeps. Alright, here we go! Now, with these guys, I recommend running up to them a little bit, and then targeting this guy here, throwing a frag grenade, because that takes out 4 dudes instead of 3. Well, it didn't actually take out that dude there. But in general, it tends to deal damage to 4 dudes instead of 3. And the way that these battles work, they are completely random in their movements, so it's not like you're going to have exactly the same script battle every time, which is really handy. Now, don't forget to get that parts thing. My health is fairly low, so I'm going to go ahead and use a med pack. Now, because we raised wisdom so high, the med pack is going to do a pretty good amount of healing, even though we haven't leveled our treat injury skill. And the treat injury skill is only going to be useful early on in the game. Once we get later on in the game, not so much. Alright. We've got a door here. Ooh, what's that sound? I hear the sound of lightsabers. So, you will continue to hear the sound of lightsabers until you go through this door. They will continue to be locked in battle until...
Jedi! This fight is too much for us. We better stay back. All we do is get in the way.
Alright, it looks like the Jedi wins this battle. Maybe. So the Jedi always wins that battle, but then she
That
gets
was one of
pwned.
the Jedi accompanying Bastila. Damn, they could have used her help.
Instead, we get to fight more peons. Yes, go fight him. Thank you. So, these Sith soldiers stand no chance against the power of myself and the nameless NPC over there whose name I forgot. Trask. Yeah, he's not useful. But don't worry, he's got a name, so he certainly will not die before the end of this game. Or at least leave our party. There's nothing over there, so we're gonna go this way. Okay, now, this is kind of interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and equip a blaster, because the
bridge is just beyond that door. You better equip your melee weapon. There isn't much room on the bridge, and it's suicide to use a blaster in close quarters. I should equip a melee weapon, too. Either that or I'll have to stay back and use my blaster.
Okay, I wonder if they do have
melee weapon
lightsabers.
is made using a Cortosis weave. It's strong enough to stand up against anything, even a lightsaber.
Okay. That's strange how just a random melee weapon is awesome like that. Okay, so here we go. Now you could be like careful and stuff. Well, you could throw a grenade at that back line back there, but as I remember, they kind of get pwned in the face here in a second anyway, so it's not a big deal. Yep, there they go. And there's a level up for us.
Bastille is not here on the bridge. They must have retreated to the escape pods. We better head that way too. The Sith want Bastille alive, but once she's off the ship, there's nothing stopping them from blasting the Endar Spire into galactic dust.
Okay, so pretty much the goal is to GTFO from this place. Alright. And now sometimes there will be remains up here from these dudes, sometimes there will not be. There's none of these consoles that we can interact with, so we're just going to continue on. Yes. To the door! Oh, so here now it tells you that we have to level up. And to level up, you click on your character, level up, skills. We only have the one. Feats. We cannot get the next level of that, so we're going to go ahead and get toughness, which is going to give us experience. No. It's going to give us 1 extra vitality point for every level up that we gain, as well as the ones that we have previously gained, which basically at this point gives us +2 vitality. That feat we are working on towards the second tier of that, which is going to reduce all incoming damage by 2, which is pretty much amazing.
There's something behind here.
Oh dear.
Damn, another Dark Jedi. I'll try to hold him off. You get to the escape pods. Go!
Trask, no! But you are our only hope. And now he's no longer part of our party. Wonderful that they named a useless dude. Well, he did get us through that one door. Alright, to the starboard section.
This is Cartho Nassi on your personal communicator. I'm tracking your position through the Endar Spire's life support systems. Bastile's escape pod is away. You're the last surviving crew member on the Endar Spire. Now, I can't wait for you much longer. You have to get to the escape pods.
To the escape pods. Ah, more doofy doofs. Okay, so there is a glitch in this game that we will see sooner or later. But for some reason there's a bit of a problem coming out of combat with your character deciding that they are in combat and they still don't want to move. It's a little bit of a problem when you're the only character. When you've got other characters with you, you can just switch characters and keep going, which we will probably be doing a fair bit throughout the game. Let's go ahead and use another med pack. But it's going to be a little bit of an issue here, and the way that you get past it is by saving and reloading the game. It takes like a half a second, so it's not a huge deal. But at the same time, it's not very exciting. So, taking out the dudes, taking out the dudes. So, and actually at this point we're doing decent damage at taking...
There's a whole squad of Sith troopers on the other side of that door. You need to find some way to thin their numbers. You could reprogram the damaged assault droid to help you, if you have enough repair parts. Or you could use computer spikes to slice into the terminal and use the Endar Spire's security systems against the Sith.
Okay, so basically 3 options we have here. We have run in and take them all down anyway. Not recommended, because they have now given us enough spikes and computer parts from that chest there that I just clicked on to do this the right way. So the other 2 options is we can reactivate this combat droid and send him in, or we can use the security panel over there and overload a terminal. I'm going to use the combat droid because he's pretty much awesome. You could look through the repair tutorial. If you're playing through the game, please do that. But basically you just click on the options that you want. We're going to activate the droid's shields and then engage him in patrol mode. And then leave it alone. And then just stand back and watch the show. So he's in patrol mode now. He's going to go through the door. Because he's got the shields, he's just going to pew take them out. And I get to stand back here and enjoy the show. Pretty much the best machine ever. You don't have to engage the shields, but he just won't take them all out if you don't. The other option with the computer, we would have overloaded this terminal here, which would have also taken them out just as easily. But, you know, we do what we can. Alright, through the door.
You've made it just in time. There's only one active escape pod left. Come on, we can hide out on the planet below.
Who are
I'm
you?
a soldier with the Republic, like you. We're the last two crew members left in the Endar Spire. Bastila's escape pod's already gone, so there's no reason for us to stick around here and get shot by the Sith. Now, come on, there'll be time for questions later.
Alright, nothing left to do here, so let's be off. This is the last escape pod, and when you leave for good. Okay, let's use the escape pod. And again, this cutscene I may have to come back in afterwards. And we're back in.
Good to see you up instead of thrashing about in your sleep. You must have been having one hell of a nightmare. I was wondering if you were ever going to wake up. I'm Karth, one of the Republic soldiers from the Endar Spire. I was with you in the escape pod. Do you remember?
Great, I'm Julia Thorne, by the way. How did we get here?
We've been slipping in and out of consciousness for a couple of days now, so I imagine you're pretty confused about things, but try not to worry. We're safe. At least for the moment. We're in an abandoned apartment on the planet of Terrace. We were banged up pretty bad when our escape pod crashed, but luckily I wasn't seriously hurt. I was able to drag you away from our crash site and all the confusion, and I stumbled into this abandoned apartment. By the time the Sith arrived on the scene, we were long gone.
I guess I owe you my life. Thanks.
You don't have to thank me. I've never abandoned anyone on a mission, and I'm not about to start now. Besides, I'm gonna need your help. Terrace is under Sith control. Their fleet is orbiting the planet, they've declared martial law, and they've imposed a planet-wide quarantine. But I've been in worse spots. I saw on your service records that you understand a remarkable number of alien languages. It's pretty rare in a raw recruit, but it should come in handy while we're stranded on a foreign world. There is no way the Republic will be able to get anyone through the Sith blockade to help us. If we're gonna find Bastila and get off this planet, we can't rely on anybody but ourselves.
Why is it so important to find Bastila?
That smack to your head did more damage than I thought. Bastila's a Jedi. She was with the strike team that killed Darth Revan, Malak's Sith master. Bastila's the key to the whole Republic war effort. The Sith must have found out that she was on the Endar Spire and set an ambush for us in this system. I believe Bastila was on one of the escape pods that crashed down here in Terrace. For the sake of the Republic war effort, we have to try and find her.
Well, any idea where we should start looking for Bastila? Well, actually, yeah. Maybe we'll see how important she is first.
Bastila is no ordinary Jedi. She has a rare gift the Jedi call battle meditation. Bastila's power can influence entire armies. Through the Force, Bastila can inspire her allies with confidence and make her enemies lose their will to fight. Often that's all it takes to tip the balance in a battle. Of course there are limits to what she can do, but from what I understand of her ability, it requires great concentration and focus to maintain her battle meditation. The attack on the Endar Spire happened so fast, she never had a chance to use her battle meditation. Like us, she barely got out alive.
So what do you suggest we do next?
Bastila's gonna need our help. Many of Darth Malak's followers can use the dark side of the Force, and the Sith have already killed more than their share of Jedi in this war. Nobody will be looking for a couple of common soldiers like us, and if we're careful, we can move about the planet without attracting notice, a luxury Bastila won't have. She's gonna have half the Sith fleet looking for her. They know how important she is to the war effort. The whole planet is under quarantine. No ships can land or take off. So, if Bastila's gonna escape Terrace, she's gonna need our help, and we'll probably need hers.
Okay. Any ideas where we should start looking for Bastila?
While you were out, I did some scouting around. There are reports of a couple of escape pods crashing down into the Undercity. It's probably a good place to start. But the Undercity's a dangerous place. We don't want to go there unprepared, and it won't do Bastila any good if we go and get ourselves killed.
Alright, the sooner we start looking for Bastila, the sooner we find her. Let's
Good
go.
idea. We can use this abandoned apartment as a base. We can probably get some equipment and supplies here in the upper city. Just remember to keep a low profile. I've heard some grim stories about the Dark Jedi interrogation techniques. They say the Force can do terrible things to a mind. It can wipe away your memories and destroy your very identity. But I figure if we don't do anything stupid, we should be okay. I mean, after all, they're looking for Bastila, not a couple of grunts like us. All right, soldier, let's move out.
Alright, so we got a couple things here in the apartment that we can grab. In the locker, there are computer spikes and med packs. We've got a nice workbench here. Throughout the game, you'll find weapons and armors that are marked as upgradable. These items can be improved with upgradable items. With upgrade items, you can use the workbench to construct new, more powerful versions of the upgradable ranged weapons, melee weapons, lightsabers, and armors. Very simple interface. You've got 4 things that you can upgrade. We're going to do melee, prototype, vibro blade. We can add a vibration cell to it, which will then give it +1 physical and +1 attack bonus. Oh no, that's the other one. But this is just +1 physical bonus. It already had a +1 on it, so now it's +2 physical. We can talk to Karth here if we want to, but we just talked to him, so... and this was a good place to end it off to this video game for now. Like I said, it's a fantastic video game. If you don't have it, it's definitely worth the $10 that you can spend on Steam to get it. Just fantastic. They did some better things in the second game. They did some things I don't like as well in the second game, but basically the storyline is fantastic in this game. But the second game has better crafting and a few other better things. Like you can customize more than just your lightsaber. So for instance, the ranged armor and melee weapons in this game, the ranged and melee weapons and the armor, the upgrades for those are the same every time. So for instance, if I wanted to upgrade this, these are the 3 options. But in the second game, it's, which I will probably end up playing at some point, but the second game, when you upgrade the items, you have like a slot and different options that can go in there. Similar in this game with the lightsabers, you will have crystal color and then 2 slots where you can put different crystals in for different effects. So basically the second game expands on that more so than the first one did. But again, I like the storyline of this one better. Anyway, that is going to end it here for this video. If you've enjoyed this in any capacity, please hit the like button. I appreciate it when you do that. Lets me know that you're having a good time. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. That will allow you to see when I put out more videos. For those of you that are subscribed, thank you for watching, and we will see you on the next video.